And so the video begins. Pop quiz hot shot. There's a bomb on the bus. If it goes above 50, it turns on. If it goes below 50, it blows up. Speed, filmed and released right here in Los Angeles in 1994. Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, the legendary Dennis Hopper. Love his performance in this as the villain. He always does a great bad guy. I'm so stoked to be here, guys. Today, I'm going to hunt down the filming locations to this 1994 classic action thriller. This movie was so fun to watch when I was a kid. I've watched it so many times. I know the soundtrack by heart. I know all of its moments. I could not wait to get out here on the 30th year of its anniversary, 2024, 30 years ago. Wow, I'm getting old. This was so much fun to watch. Also in this movie, Jeff Daniels, of course, Alan Ruck, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Joe Morgan, just to name a few among many. Just absolutely love this. And I can't wait to track down these locations. We're gonna do some speed today. Not that kind of speed. Drugs are bad. All right, are you ready? We got a lot of ground to cover. All over Los Angeles, all the way down to Santa Monica at some points. There's much ahead. And with the help of my rental car, we're gonna have to get on some freeways today, because as you know, Speed was filmed on the interstates. I had no idea they had oranges in the heart of downtown Los Angeles. We come to the first location, the gas tower, the skyscraper from Speed, where the bomber rigged the elevator to blow up. We're gonna approach it, 555 West 5th Street. They filmed everything in this building. I don't know the likelihood we'll get up there today, but I just wanna put a screenshot. You can see the unique shape of the building as it was in the film back in 1994. Keanu Reeves and Jeff Daniels up on top of the roof, rigging the crane to the elevator. That was all shot up there on the roof. And if you look in the background, you can see these two buildings right there. I think these are the Wells Fargo buildings. And also, you can see this building behind the crane. That's the tallest building in Los Angeles, by the way, right next to the skyscraper. It was the 32nd floor where the elevator stopped, and Jack and Harry came to the rescue. Now we're gonna get a whole lot closer, but I just wanted to come here to show you. I'm standing in Pershing Square. I parked right underneath this building. This is also another filming location. We'll get to that in a moment though, but we're gonna start with the opening scene of Speed. That's the building. That's incredible. I love that opening scene. And at the corner of Grand and 5th is the widest angle you see of the base of the gas tower in the film. All the folks are running this way. The first bomb has went off in the elevator. The fire alarms have gone off in the building. The fire trucks are coming down the street, and the LAPD, Jack and Harry, are about to emerge. How's this for then and now? Check out the building to the left, which is the gas tower. They were launching down this street. You can look at the buildings all the way down the street. I gotta watch my back because I'm literally at the bottom of this hill. But recreating that shot is Jack and Harry land right in front of the gas tower. And I mean land, what a stunt. And the car actually stops right here in this spot. Jack and Harry get out of the police car. I believe that's a Crown Vic. And I paused the screen just right over Jeff Daniels' left shoulder. You can make out this fire hydrant and also this railing and this window of the building. Notice the cars to the right, also the painting of the street here, the red and the yellow. This shot was great because it just shows you that the car stopped right here, lower right hand corner. Oh, awesome. There you go. Yeah, you can make out this building behind them. And then we're right next to the filming location of the gas tower. And the first time you see Keanu Reeves on screen in Speed, notice the tree right behind him and the wall. I'm standing right where the car is parked. There's that tree to the left of his head. Notice the stonework of the building, the gas company tower right behind him. The trunk, Harry to the right. Oh yeah, that was right here before the door. And then when they're getting ready, they actually go right in there. Right through these doors are the escalators. You see them running up. Oh wow, that's amazing. check this out. The camera would have been to the left, filming Keanu Reeves, kind of a close shot. I'll put it in the lower right-hand corner, but he's definitely running up those escalators, and I believe they take a right, and in that lobby, that's where they meet up with the rest of the SWAT crew, and they plan out what they're gonna do. And then they hightail it up the stairwell to the 32nd floor where the elevator is stopped, and Dennis Hopper, little to be known at that time, stopped in the service elevator, which I believe that was on the 23rd floor. And of course they go to the roof, they hook up the elevator to the crane, they rescue all of the passengers of the elevator, and then down to the bottom, in the bottom, the garage, is the shoot the hostage moment. One of my favorite spots. One of my favorite scenes. All right, I just tried to get in the building. It's all locked up. It is an office building. It's private property. Would it be amazing to actually go down one of the elevators inside this building? It is a weekend, maybe on a weekday, you could come try to sneak in and do it. I'm not gonna risk it, but they did film all of those scenes inside this building. I love Speed because I feel like there's 3 movies in one. You've got the elevator sequence in the beginning, you've got the bus, which is a huge chunk of it, and then at the end, you've got the subway car. It's a really great flick, and I've always loved it. I considered it like an action adventure thriller. And Dennis Hopper, he's one of my favorites too. Just great acting all around in this movie. All right, this is the angle you don't see in the movie out front of the gas company building. Whoa! Death by bus while doing Speed locations. Oh man, that happens to me all the time. It almost got me. As I was about to say, we're gonna go down to the next filming location, which is just a block away. Now on the corner of Hill Street and 5th. This is the corner of Pershing Square we see in Speed. This is where the trash can was, right here on this corner. The green trash can, where Howard asked them to put the money into. And later we found out there was a hole in the bottom, and the money fell through to what appeared to be the Pershing Square subway, which is in reality over there. There's an access over there. And Keanu Reeves would eventually go down into the hole and emerge down into the subway and meet up with Sandra Bullock and Dennis Hopper. Just wanted to set this up properly. Gonna match up a few screenshots from over in that corner. The barber shop where they had the stakeout was right over here. It's kind of in the shadows over here, but I'm recreating the shot at 5th and Hill looking back at Pershing. This is when Keanu Reeves, Jack, first realizes something's wrong and runs over to the trash can, which was right here on the corner. You can make out the stonework right there of the Pershing in the shadows of the Pershing Square. Also the Biltmore in the background as well. Came a little up the sidewalk to show you the exact spot where the ambulance stops. Sandra Bullock waiting for Jack here next to this pole, and eventually taken by Dennis Hopper. This pole, the Biltmore, Pershing Square, over to the left, can clearly be seen in the background. Actually, here you go. Put the screenshot in the lower right-hand corner. You see that tower over there with that red ball in it? Well, that ball was a lot more red back in '94. There's a shot of an LAPD sniper right up there below that ball, and that angle is coming from the building that Howard's in, Dennis Hopper. It's actually to my left. I just wanted to show you that you can actually see this tower in the middle of Pershing Square in Speed. And it looks a little different today, but I just want to point out the exact spot right there on the corner. This traffic signal box right here, walkway signal. You can make that out a little different back then, but right there on the corner, that's where the trash can was sitting at Pershing Square. Okay, here's the reverse angle of Jack running across the intersection, coming to the green trash can. You can see it in the lower right. And here today, oh, I just found something out. Okay, so the barber shop was actually in this building. I just didn't make that out, but you can see it in the background of this screenshot. It's actually the 3rd window down. If you look way out, right there, there's Supercuts. So in the 3rd window there, that's where Supercuts is, or was. That's where the stakeout was for SWAT. Right there, you can see it clearly. And from what I've gathered, all the evidence of the screenshots, Howard was looking down from the adjacent corner And I want to say it was this building right up here with the giant Kobe Bryant mural. That's 312 5th Street. And again, over here, this is where the ambulance was parked. He was somewhere up there. I'm not so sure, but I think maybe the subway scenes were filmed in the station across the street, the Pershing Square station. So I'm gonna go over there and check it out. Oh no, escalator. Oh yeah, this is definitely it. I don't know if we're gonna find the stairwell where they have that altercation with this wall and the neon down there. I think we're gonna get pretty lucky. I'm gonna actually have to buy a subway ticket to get beyond this point. Oh yeah, I can see the location right down there. I don't know if I can actually ride this all the way to Hollywood. Not getting on, so just gonna buy a one-way trip to get inside the gates. So Jack begins to run this way. You can make out the neon in the far. It's gone out a little bit, but he actually runs, it appears that he runs, oh, we might be on the wrong side. Let me see. Let's go over here. Okay, there's a door right here. Notice the screenshot. This is when he realizes the train's leaving and he kind of looks back before he heads down the escalator. That is the door that Keanu Reeves comes out. That's it right there, along this wall. So a lot of movie magic. They were running back and forth, filming different angles. It doesn't always, it's not the continuity doesn't add up. But in that shot, you can make out the doors far down there in the 4 columns. So here you go. That should look a whole lot better. Right there. I thought it was over there, but it was right here. Right here. And then right here, Keanu goes up to the rail. I thought he was gonna go down these escalators, but he actually goes down right there, those set of steps. Check this out. He looks out and sees that the subway is beginning to go. Oh, this matches up. This hasn't changed at all. There's actually a scared like person right there. Oh, that's so cool. And now he's heading down to the subway. This screenshot, he actually puts his hand like right here as he's hopping down this first one to the left. And look at this right here. You can make out the crack on this column right there as he's jumping down these steps towards the subway. Doesn't get better than that. Actually, come more out this way. There you go. The sign's a little different, but here he is about to board the subway. Column right there behind him, the train, the metro. And as Jack is running for the subway, trying to get on it, trying to pry the doors open, he passes this elevator. The stripe, that red wall, those stairs, the subway to the right, and he almost eats it right there, but he gets on just in time as the train comes. He pries the door open. Yeah, check this out. I got this shot so you can see right before he goes in. If he didn't get inside the subway, he would have nailed that gate. Gate's a little different today. A little more taller. I think it should be. Here it comes. Now, for the crash scene in Hollywood, they used a miniature model for when it comes up into Hollywood Boulevard. We'll go there later. Yeah. These things haven't changed. If you look inside, kind of like the pole right there, Sandra Bullock was handcuffed to. That's awesome. All right, just imagine Jack running after the train. There's no way he would have caught up to that. That was fast. So I was looking around for the stairwell where we see the scene with Sandra Bullock first strapped with the bomb. That whole interchange there was really awesome. I think it's somewhere off-site in here that we can't access. I've looked around for it, but I just can't find it. We've got a lot of ground to cover today. We actually have to go down to Long Beach at some point, out by LAX, and the 105, the Century Freeway, opened in 1993, and it allowed them to film while it was being built. It allowed them to film those epic scenes on the freeway of speed, the bus scenes along this stretch, just to show you. We're gonna go out here today, specifically the 110 and the 105 where they cross. That's where the famous jump scene. The bus jumps the gap in the freeway. It was actually kind of like right out here in this area. And also we got to go up to Santa Monica. We got a lot to do. The buses look awfully different today than they looked 30 years ago here in Los Angeles. What bus number is this? This is 1924. Same sequence of numbers though, 4. 2525 was the bus number. They used 12 different buses to film Speed. All different angles, explosions, tricks, 12 different Los Angeles buses. And now we come to Venice, to the corner of Rose and Main Street. The Firehouse Coffee Shop is where Jack Traver, Keanu Reeves, bought the coffee cup. The bus driver, the first bus, well, the only bus, the first bus that blew up in the beginning of the film, parked right here, and the bus driver got out of the bus, walked across the crosswalk past Jack's Bronco, which was parked in there, Keanu Reeves inside. They had a little conversation inside the door. Bus driver comes out, goes back to the bus, starts to drive this way, and right over there on that side of Main Street is where the bus blows up. Dennis Hopper down the street in his car. Just setting this up properly. I'm gonna break this down with screenshots, show you the then and now. This is so cool to be here. There was actually a Santa Monica sign placed right up here to the left. Okay, here's what I was telling you about Santa Monica bus lines. The bus is parking right here. This is how the scene begins. And this was right here. If you look up here, you see the Spanish tile on that roof. You can make that out in the screenshot that I'm showing you right now. This right here and this right here. You see that? Also a little, oh yeah, you can also see this awning, just to show you that the bus parked right here. And the bus driver, I forget his name, but he was also in Ace Ventura. He was one of the detectives. He goes like this, starts making his way to the crosswalk, and you can see this building behind him, the coffee shop where he's headed. Check this out, Jack's Ford Bronco there, the bus driver taking the crosswalk. Check this out. Nothing much has changed, not much at all. Yeah, Keanu Reeves parked right there. At this point, he's inside the coffee shop. Yeah, that matches up gloriously. Cool. There's that sign that you saw just a moment ago that used to be sitting there. Not the same one, it's a little smaller, but same design. This was actually an old firehouse here in Venice. The shot from behind the coffee bar there, Jack and the bus driver. There is another shot where it's looking back the other way. Maybe I can pinpoint that. You see the bar? You see how it's green right down there to the right? I'm a little off center, but check this out. In this screenshot, that bar is still green. There's a antique espresso machine, which looks like it's not in there anymore, behind the barista there. Jack looking back. So as the bus driver goes back to the bus, Jack is paying his tab. He's finishing up in the coffee shop. He's about to come outside. There's a quick shot. You see this clown figure, and I didn't realize it until I got here. I was here exactly 1 year ago to the day. I got this in my Surf Ninjas filming locations video. They were doing the moto surf scene in Surf Ninjas right down Main Street here, and they show that in that 1993 film. Yeah, I did those locations if you want to check those out, but I've been here before because he is in Surf Ninjas as well as Speed, because you see this shot here, tight shot. Someone wanted to get that in the movie as the bus is taking off and heading to the left. And just a few seconds before the bus blows up out on Main Street, just to show you here again, lower right hand corner. Actually, I put it in the left hand corner. Hey, I'm vlogging here. Yeah, that's awesome. And one last wave goodbye. Little did he know that bus was about to explode. He's holding his coffee up into the air right there. Exactly right there. Everything matches up. Oh, look at that. Okay, so this bus is in the same pathway. Imagine it. Boom. Right there. I couldn't have planned that myself. That's exactly where it went off. The second of explosion. Jack is right here before the Bronco. I'm gonna move my phone away. Check this out. See that building in the background? Before we do so, take a mental note of that. That building's still out there. The bus a little to the left. Actually, about right there is where it explodes on Main Street. And as the bus explodes over there, Jack realizes it, runs right out into the intersection toward the bus, running right out here. I'm trying not to get hit. Thankfully, it's not too busy here in the morning. Takes this path, runs right out to the bus, comes to, realizes what just happened about right up here. I'll match up some more screenshots this way. Yeah, there's a cool shot, a quick shot. You see Jack running this way. Check out the mountains way in the background. You can definitely see that same shape of the slope way back in the distance. So I've got the bus being blown up about right here because of that building. In this screenshot, check this out. You can see those windows, a little offset. That fiery bus is planted right out here. You can see that window too. That all lines up pretty awesomely. Yeah, cool. So Jack walking back to the ringing payphones that were somewhere planted along this fence. Notice the bushes, the flowery bushes you see behind the payphones. Those are still here today. Same plant. Look at that. I think they were about right here. Okay, they were right next to the bus stop, a little to the right. There's a bus stop here today. This is a good shot. The bomber, Dennis Hopper, Howard Payne. Little did he know he was right behind them on the phone, giving him the information that there's another bomb on a bus. Pop quiz hot shot. What do you do? What do you do? And I really think there was a payphone here. Check this out. That's the base of the old payphone. And it matches up in that screenshot I just showed you. It's right next to the former bus bench. That's where the bus bench was. This is where Keanu Reeves was talking to Dennis Hopper on the phone. Bus back that way. Dennis Hopper up in his car on his cellular device to the right. Whoa, this is awesome. This is a very zoomed in shot. It makes it look like this pole over here is a lot closer to the phone, but it's that pole's right over there. That shot was coming all the way down the street. That pole. That pole right there. That's awesome. Okay, I swear I didn't plan this. So right here, the bus would have stopped there next to this pole and picked up Sandra Bullock. This is where Sandra Bullock, Annie, that wildcat as the bomber called her, got on the bus. Right there, that spot. This is Ocean Boulevard, I think, and Main Street. We were just down there, down Main Street, just a few blocks. This is more so Santa Monica now. But yeah, she was running for the bus up this sidewalk. You can actually see a mural, not this one, it's been repainted, I'm sure, several times the past few years. But you can see this building behind her as she's running up to meet Sam, the bus driver, and get on the bus. Right there, that's freaking cool that the bus came just as I got out of the car. And I'm gonna do this for you Sandra Bullock fans out there. I'm gonna recreate her moment here. Are you ready? This would be the opposite angle. Sam! Sam! Sam, she runs a while. Sam, and then she, right past this pole is where she meets up with the bus. I had to do that. This was really her breakout role. I think she had done The Net, which was either the year after or the same year, but this was the first time that I remember seeing Sandra Bullock in a movie. Yeah, here you go. Good screenshot here of the bus to the left. This pole right here, actually it's probably been changed out, but also there's a palm tree, a fence to the right of that property. That's also been changed out. Also, there's a gentleman like standing in this opening. See his head there? Yeah, this is right when she gets on the bus. Notice this shot. No building to the left. They did a pickup shot somewhere. Perhaps they didn't get the right camera angle, because clearly there's no building behind her. Yeah, that's a pickup shot. Huh. You wouldn't even notice it. It was half a millisecond. That's what I love about doing this thing. You find stuff. And now, a ways away, the furthest filming location out, welcome to downtown Long Beach. This stretch of road right here was the filming location when the bus exited the 105. Now that would have been way back up north of here, but they actually used this downtown stretch to film a few scenes, and it began at what I like to call the get on or off scene, when Sandra Bullock asked Jack, Keanu Reeves, should I get off or stay on? That actually happened at the interchange right down here at the end of Ocean Boulevard. 701 Ocean Boulevard, right here beyond this Hilton. This curb right here, the bus exits and takes a hard right past this building. Now, movie magic, the next shot you see the bus, it's heading this way down Ocean Boulevard. I'm going to show you all of this. You can specifically identify parts of the Hilton in the background, this curb, this building over here. We're actually going to walk back up this way, and over there, beyond that building over there, that is when the scene starts right here, the get on or get off. That is where the car launches up out of the tow truck and lands in the street as the bus brushes right by it. And the bus actually takes this corner right here as it exits the freeway, get on or get off, plowing over all the street signs along this curve. Bam, 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 just popping them left and right as it's taking this hard right. You can actually make out this structure, the curve, and in another screenshot I'll show you that healthcare sign can be read then and now. Here you go, check it out. Right there. That's sick. 2525. Now this scene starts actually back that way behind that building. I'm gonna do the whole circle and kind of break this down back. Yeah, I'm gonna break it down backwards as we're going to where the scene began. And now looking back the other direction, this shot out the windshield, you can make out the Hilton Hotel, the awning, and the curve as Annie is driving up onto that curb and popping all of those signs. Check this out. I think I know why they filmed over here. It's not so busy. Still gonna be careful, but all of those signs were right here that the bus runs over in speed as it goes down to take that turn. All right, check this out. Bridge out in the background, the curve here. This is where the bus begins to plow out the signs right here on this curve. Check out the bridge in the background. It's heading towards Ocean Avenue or Ocean Boulevard. Now the Hilton over there in the background. I'm further up that exit off the loop. Right here at this point, before the exit, that's where the bus crashes into the water barrels. There was actually a sign right there at the point of this little point right here before the exit. The bus crashes into the barrels right there before it makes the turn. Right there, bam. See if I can recreate that, but I'm trying not to get hit. This happened right behind me, a little different angle. But that's the spot, incredible. I like shooting this in reverse, it's kind of cool. So the bus took that turn after it hit the water barrels, but it came from this way, underneath this overpass. I promise you I'm being extremely careful today. Had this been the actual 105, there's no way I could have done this. All right, you see these two storm grates right here next to where that car lands? There's one here and one here. Check this out. One here and one there. That is where that black car lands after it's launched from the bus back there by the building. Right here in the spot. Also, you can make out, yeah, you can make out the ditch there. I'll put the screenshot to the right. That black car lands right here in this spot. And check this out. Right there. Right before the exit to Ocean Boulevard. And right beside this building that sits over on Ocean, this is where it really begins. In the background, the sun's kind of beaming. You can make out this overpass over here as the bus breaches by the tow truck with the car on top, somehow ejects the car, and it lands behind me. And in this shot, pointing behind Annie and Jack out the window of the curb, you can make out these trees to the right, and the tow truck driver and the car right up here on the corner. Look out to the right, see the trees? Right here is where they're about to eject that car, right around this curve. It's a cool spot. And taking the loop back, if you look over here, you can see downtown Ocean Boulevard. It's right over there. The next scenes pick up on Ocean Boulevard. Now when they exit, there's a sign that says Western Avenue, making you think that they're back near Santa Monica, but they're not. They're right here in Long Beach. Speaking of bomb, oh, that's just a road flare. All right, I got 25 seconds or kaboom. Check this out. It's a very low angle. Got to get down to get it all. But down to the right corner, you can make out all of these buildings as you see the bus heading the other direction at this time, but the next scenes take place going this direction. You can see all these buildings here in the screenshot. I'm trying not to get hit. Thankfully there's not a car coming right now. But low into the curve, this shot of the bus right here in downtown Long Beach. And at this point, the helicopters have caught up with the bus. There's an aerial shot from those helicopters from right here. And they actually filmed quite a bit of length down Ocean, several blocks, because the next shots you see of the bus running in front of the buildings, we were just there by the way, is way up Ocean. All right, I caught this as I was driving out. You see the corner of this building right here, screenshot down in the lower right hand corner? The bus traveling the opposite way on Ocean. There you go. Just caught that as I was leaving. Nice screenshot to add.
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 7B for I-110 north toward Los Angeles.
And it was the I-10 and 105 interchange where they filmed the scene of the bus jumping the gap. We're coming up over on that interchange. I'm gonna get off briefly.
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 7B, then keep right at the fork.
Okay, so I'm actually taking the path that the bus jumps the gap right now. I didn't realize that. This is the exit.
Keep right at the fork, then you will arrive at your destination.
Right here. Check this out. I'll say when. 1 second. So the bus was taking a hard right on the 105, and the gap appeared to be right here in this area.
You have arrived.
There you go. I pinpointed the address. So obviously I can't stop right out here on the 105 and match up screenshots, but if I could, I know the spots because of certain landmarks in the background. I'm gonna get back off of the freeway and head down Broadway over here. So when the LAPD police escort finally reaches the bus, before they get back up onto the 105, they're going down Broadway here. A police escort all the way down this way to the interstate, to the 105. You can kind of see it way up there in the distance. That's where we're heading. And right up here is where they make that hard right turn. Okay, so this building wasn't here back in 1994. This one-way street that's closed, this is where they make the hard right off of that curb to get right up on the 105. Actually, you don't really see the bus go up on the 105 here. It goes straight this way. And then the next shot, they're back up on the 105 and they jump the bus. Moments after that, they realize that they haven't finished the interstate. Since that, I really wanted to stop and go down that street to show you where that hard right was taken. It's all blocked off, not a lot of parking spots underneath the interstate here. So to show you, the police escort is going down Broadway this way, and then they take that hard right at this corner right here. See that? Right there. And the bus travels that way underneath the 105. This right here, as you just saw, this right here, this is where the bus was jumped. They were coming this way and took a right that way. That's where that happened. LAX out to the right. So we're heading to the scenes that were filmed at LAX. I have pinpointed where the bus enters the airport. I found that location. I'm heading east on California Street here. You see this tower up here? This is right on the outside of LAX. This tower that we're getting near can be seen as the bus is entering the airport. This tower was here back in '94. All right, I'm gonna throw in the screenshot to show you that tower over to the left of the guard shack. Do you see it? Well, here it is today. So this is my clue to match up this spot where the bus leaves the 105 and ends up into the airport. It's actually a little bit more behind me, but I just wanted to show you that this tower hasn't changed. And I have figured this out. Right here between these two buildings, plane going out, this is where the bus and speed entered LAX. There used to be a guard shack about right here. The tower down to the left, as you can see it from this angle behind it. Actually, it would have been a little more over that way. This building can be seen. Embassy Suites today, but in this screenshot, check this out. Lower right hand corner, check out the bus over on the right. Over to the left, beige then, different color today. That same structure, you've got it all right here. This would have been a little further back. You've got that hotel, you've got the bus, you've got the guard shack, and in that other shot, you saw that tower behind the guard shack. The bus took a really hard right and went right in there. LAX, you can see the iconic LAX structure way out there, which you see in the next shot. The bus 2525 circling the runways of LAX. That was actually filmed out there quite a bit. When Jack's on the dolly, you can make out all the buildings in the background. And when the final end scene of the bus exploding, the bomb exploding, finally going below 50, when it hits that airplane, that was actually filmed about 100 miles away from here at another airport, the Mojave Airport. But pretty much 95% of those scenes they did film on the runways of LAX back in '94. Very practical locations. One of my favorite scenes, him getting on the dolly, getting under the bus, trying to deactivate the bomb. So cool. So if you're in LA and you roll past this tower, just know Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock passed right by it. I'm gonna call it the speed tower. And I want to show you this on the map just so you see where I'm at. Only 7 minutes away from the next location. Not too far from the airport. The bomber's house. Flying out of LAX. All right, well this sets it up. Welcome to Playa del Rey, 300 Redlands Street. This house across the way, this corner. Oh wow. This looks just like it does in the movie. A little different. This is Howard Payne's house, the bomber's house. This is where Jeff Daniels met his demise, Harry. That was a sad scene for me. I think it was because he had just played Harry in Dumb and Dumber, and I really liked Jeff Daniels. And when I saw him get blown up fictitiously inside this house, it was a very sad feeling. Oh my gosh, this is where the SWAT raid was on Howard Payne's house. Now I'll put a screenshot in the lower right hand corner. They built like a fake, basically a fake house on the end of the street, on the end of this, in front of the real house. They built a fake house and they blew it up as the SWAT team went inside. Harry was blown out the window. Yeah, here's the widest angle I've found right down here. You can kind of see down both streets. His camera was a little up a little more, you can make out LAX. But right here, this curve specifically, this is the location of the bomber's house. He was not in here. He was back downtown where I showed you earlier in that building across from Pershing Square. Here's a cool little matchup here. You see this roof down here? You can see that behind Harry and the Crown Vic. They parked right there. Okay, that's the same car we saw earlier downtown, the police car. You can make out this in the background. They parked right there. He's getting out with his weapon there and headed to the curve, going right up to the house. Yeah, it's a good shot there. This all matches up right through here. Yeah, just to zoom in on the house, it looks totally different. There was enough room there in front to build like a fake facade. Yeah, this might be the fake part that they blew up, because this looks totally different. And another thing, a retired police officer living in this neighborhood asking for money. Does he really need it? Yep, Howard Payne was a madman. I mean, look at that view he had. That's the Pacific Ocean. And now we come to mid-city Los Angeles. This is very random. This one filming location right in the heart of LA, near none of the others really. Right here, this pedestrian crosswalk, this is when the lady with the buggy, the baby carriage, is crossing the street, and the bus coming this way nails it. Annie driving, freaking out, thinking that she had just killed a baby perhaps. As the bus is going this way, Keanu replies it was cans. All of the cans spread out right here on the road 30 years ago. This is the reverse angle. I'm gonna go up there and match up the screenshots, but I just wanted to show you that it's this intersection when the bus hits the baby carriage. That lady was trying to cross the street right here. Bus that way, towards Venice. I'm a little off center looking back at that crosswalk. Don't want to get ran over. But if you look to the right, you can see the signal box. I'll put a screenshot into play. The lady entering the intersection with the baby carriage. It was right there on that corner. This is a view from out the bus window. This is Annie's view as she's driving. The lady just comes right out with the carriage full of cans right there on that intersection. And right before that moment happens, right up the street here, opposite direction, shot of the bus. Oh look, there's a bus right there. Awesome. You see that sign way back there in the background? You can actually make that out in this screenshot here. It's above that blue car. It's way down there. That was a very zoomed in shot of the bus coming towards that intersection. Yeah, it says storage right there. Bus coming this way towards that intersection. And right here from this screenshot, down from the intersection, the bus would have been coming this way. The baby carriage landed here with all the cans. You can make out the buildings, the meters, even the redness of the curve here. The lady coming towards it. It was like, it landed right here. This is cool. This is a good shot. The bus that wouldn't slow down. And for our next speed filming location, caught that just in time as I was getting out of the car. 749 Keller Street, the Los Angeles Armory, where the helicopters take off of the roof to go connect with the runaway bus in speed. Now the camera would have been up and shooting back this way. For you cinema buffs out there, this filming location might look familiar from another movie. Welcome to Cyberdyne from the Terminator. Yeah, that's right. So check it out. In that shot, as you see the helicopters take off, you see the Cesar Chavez Bridge, a famous filming location. The camera would have been way up on top of the roof shooting the helicopter taking off, but in this screenshot you can make out the bridge right there. They were sure to put that in there. The helicopters take off and they head that way past downtown. There's a shot, you can't see it from here, more so from the 101, which is the highway right there, that you see the helicopters go past downtown. Ba, 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 ba. I have always wanted to be this close to this building. I wish we could go inside. Welcome to Los Angeles City Hall. Very iconic building. Every time I pass it, I think of Dragnet. It says City Hall right there. Wow. Okay. So, in Speed, the ceremony, the award ceremony that Howard Payne is watching on TV, Jack and Harry Jack getting that medal. That was actually filmed in one of the banquet halls right here at Los Angeles City Hall. We're not gonna get inside there. I've already checked. It's also Sunday. They're closed. But yes, they did film Speed in there. This is awesome. Ba 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 ba. I know I'm doing Speed, but all I can think is Dragnet right now. And now back in Hollywood, right across the street here on Los Feliz Boulevard, 4816. Oh no, the bus. All right, a little altercation here. That bus driver's not having it. 17:30 on that bus. All right, now about to cross the street. Here's the building again. This used to be the Brown Derby restaurant, not the Brown Derby, the one shaped like a hat. But during the time of the film, they used this restaurant. Now it's like a Chase Bank. It's kind of split in half, but this is where they had the celebration dinner for Jack and Harry after they won the medal. This restaurant now in the building is called Mess Hall Kitchen. It's right across from where you go up to Griffith Park, by the way. All right, so check this out. I'm inside now. You can make out some of the ceiling as you did in Speed. Look at this. And look, here is part of that ceiling inside the restaurant now that you see behind Harry. So this used to be the Car Cafe and the Brown Derby. They're still serving cocktails in here though. This is called the Mess Hall. That's pretty much the only thing I can match up. The rest of what was in this scene was actually through the windows, now present day, Chase Bank. Little mirror there. Yeah, but they definitely filmed in here. You can see part of the ceiling right there behind Harry. Yeah, cool. Yeah, they're still serving cocktails here and having parties. This is where they celebrated. And for the final scene of Speed, we now come to Hollywood. Hollywood Boulevard. The Grauman's Chinese Theater. The classic Grauman's Chinese Theater right behind me. This is where the scene ended, right here in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard. The train came up out of the station that was being constructed and landed right in front of the theater. I'm gonna match all this up for you. It's awfully busy and weird as usual around here. Check it out, they were premiering the 2001 A Space Odyssey, or should I say re-premiering. They were definitely playing it during the time of the movie. You can see the subway car land right here in this spot. I'm recreating the shot for you. I'll put this screenshot down in the lower right hand corner. Notice that some of the words have disappeared from the marquees up here. The word Chinese has been removed. I think they call it something else now. I think they just call it the Chinese Theater, not the Grauman's. So the construction wall of the underground subway station was right here in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard, and right up there, the nearest intersection behind it is Highland. You can make out the McDonald's and the Ripley's, believe it or not, on the corner. That's the building with the T-Rex. Big bus tour coming in. Watch out. So before the subway blasts out of this wall here, you read on it, Hollywood Station, safety first. Hollywood Station 203 working, let's keep it up. And then, here, I'll give you the next shot here. It just blasts right on through it, right there. Just zoomed in so you can see beyond this bus that's coming in, Ripley's, believe it or not, and McDonald's right down there on the corner. You could definitely make that out in the screenshot behind the train station before the train pops out of the wall. And as the train's sliding down Hollywood, notice, hey, check that out. Train car number 13, lucky number 13. I wonder if that was intentional. So they built a model train as it was coming out. It's a miniature model as you see it rushing out into the street just before it surfaces. That was actually a miniature. That's not a real train. And a tight shot of the train skidding down Hollywood. You see this pink building over here? The words Holly right there in the window. Now it's much different than today, but those are these windows right here. The same shape right there. Specifically, you can see these dots in a different shade, just confirming more that the train car was coming this way and landed right in front of the Chinese Theater, just right there. Roosevelt Hotel, check it out, looking good. So at the corner of Orange in Hollywood, basically this is where the camera, this is the angle you don't see. This is where the camera would have been when the movie ended with this shot. The credits began right down Hollywood Boulevard, matching up, recreating the shot. The bus that wouldn't slow down. That's what Homer Simpson called it. Chris the girl always refers it to that way. And I thought I'd come over here and show you Keanu Reeves handprints. Not too long ago. And footprints. Looks like May 14th, 2019, right here. To the right of the main door. And just right over there, 1994 is where he kissed Sandra Bullock. Speed, the filming locations. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, coming along with me. This has been a dream come true today. Covered a lot of ground, all the way across Los Angeles, did a whole circle back to where we started at the Hollywood sign. It's a lot busier right now than it was this morning. So many people out here getting photos. Tons of people. I had a hard time driving up here. I thought this would be a great spot to end it. We weren't too far. All right, if you like filming locations and you're new here, make sure you check out the main page of my YouTube channel, specifically the filming locations playlist. I've got a lot in the past and I've got a lot ahead, so subscribe and come on back. And if you've been here a long time, or if you just picked up on the channel, how long, doesn't matter how long you've been here. I just want to thank you all so much for watching. It means a lot to me. I've got much planned. I am Tampa J. There's much ahead. Know you're awesome. Know you're loved, no matter who you are, what you're going through. Just know there's gonna be a pop quiz hot shot.